Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe was born on January 19, 1809 in Boston, Massachusetts. His parents were David and Eliza, in which both were part of the entertainment industry. His mother died of tuberculosis while his father left when he was only 2. He was then adopted by John and Frances Allen. John later was having affairs while Frances died of tuberculosis. John sent Poe to the University of Virginia, with just enough money for tuition. He did not have money for food or accommodations. He then started gambling and was in debt. To avoid the debt, he later joined the army under the name Edgar A. Perry, and later, after he left the army, attended West Point.
Poe began writing at the age of 13 and published 2 poetry books before the age of 20. He had a job as a critic, but was really harsh. Because of this, people began to call him Tomahawk. Poe's first love was Janie Stanner. Unfortunately, she died of brain cancer. He later fell in love with his aunt's daughter, Virginia, and married her when she was only 13. Virginia died of tuberculosis 11 years later at the age of 24. Poe died on October 7, 1849. It wasn't until after his death that he became famous.
The Black Cat. An unnamed narrator is in prison writing about how his life started to fall apart. He is doing this because he was going to die the next day. Him and his wife got married early and both shared a special love for animals. The narrator was loving and kind and had great affection for their black cat Pluto. But he starts drinking and becomes verbally and physically abusive to his pets and wife. One night when he was overly drunk, he took a pocket penknife, grabbed Pluto by the neck, and cuts its eyes from the sockets. He then hangs the cat from a tree in his garden. That night when he killed the cat, his house burned down and everything in it, except his wife and a servant. One night he was drinking again when a black cat who looks similar to Pluto follows him home. His wife grew fond of the cat and noticed the white fur growing around its neck, oddly forming a gallows. The man found it quite scary and does not want to get attached to it, but the cat follows him everywhere, never leaving his side. One day when the man and his wife were going to the cellar of the old house, the cat followed him down the steep stairs, almost causing him to fall. Out of irritation, he tries to kill the cat with an axe, but his wife stopped him, and it went through her brain. After this murder, the narrator had to conceal the dead body without getting caught. With much deliberation, he walled it up in the cellar. That night, he slept graciously for the first time in ages. A few days has passed, and the cat was nowhere to be seen. On the 4th day, a group of police comes unexpectedly. They searched every corner, even in the cellar. While they were searching, not one muscle twitched in the man, and his heart beat calmly like he was innocent. Right when the police were leaving, the narrator starts bragging about how good of a job he did building the house.
Gentlemen, I delight to have allayed your suspicion. I wish you all health and a little more courtesy. By the by, gentlemen, this is a very well-constructed house. I may say an excellently well-constructed house.
When he takes his cane and hits it against the spot where he hid his wife's body, a horrific scream came from behind. The police took down the wall and found the cat on top of the dead body's head. The narrator then realizes he had accidentally walled the cat up when he was drunk.
Vocabulary.
Intemperate, not moderate.
I suffered myself to use intemperate language to my wife.
Malevolence, ill will towards other, rancor, malice, evil influence, especially supernatural.
My original soul seemed at once to take its flight from my body, and a more fiendish malevolence, gin-nurtured, thrilled every fiber of my frame.
Apparition, a ghostly figure.
When I first beheld this apparition, for I could scarcely regard it at less, my wonder and my terror were extreme.
Succumb, give in.
The feeble remnant of the good within me succumbed. Evil thoughts became my sole intimates.
Consigned, handed over.
Upon its head sat the hideous beast whose voice had consigned me to the hangman.